You started the Mitsubishi dealership that I actually ended up buying.
I know.
It's like, that's crazy.
That's a cool link, though.
Isn't that
That's
funny?
actually a really cool link.
It is pretty cool. But being on that other side of that fence,
Yep.
it's just, for the most part, vendors pretty much provide the value in their product or their service and don't normally go much beyond that.
And that's because a lot of it is because they're product focused.
Yes.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the, there's great vendors out there, and some of them will focus on some training and that kind of thing. But the one big difference is when you have the ability to. So let me back up. Our product is performance.
Yep.
Well, if we don't know how to use it, if we don't know how to use our own product. So think of it like that.
No, that's a fair way to look at it.
So our product is performance, and if we don't know how to use our own product, then what are we selling?
I say it all the time, a tool is only as good as how well you can use it.
Absolutely, and it cuts through a lot of the. So sometimes if you're going to go learn something new, and you're going to go through some training, there's a learning curve there.
Of course.
What's really cool about watching somebody or being trained by somebody that can actually sit and walk the talk and show you, not just tell you, is that it cuts through the learning time. It cuts through the barriers where people will say, well, my customers are different, or my dealership's different. I have the privilege of going across the country, and I'll go to Western Canada, I'll go to Eastern Canada, I'll go Quebec. I cover Quebec. Je parle français aussi, so I cover all of Quebec.
Oh, wow. You got a hell of a size of territory.
So it's a big territory, but what's interesting, I hear it all the time, we're different. But here's the thing, we can sit in a chair in any province, and we can show.
Sure.
And then when we show and we produce the results, we show that process is process, and customers' expectations really aren't different, even though the language might be different, the territory might be different, demographics are different, and that cuts through a lot of that. Where
it does.
If you train traditionally, you have to wait, you have to reinforce. You have to not just train, you have to reinforce the training, and then that takes a lot longer. So imagine it more like a speedy way of getting people to develop faster.
Yeah. And you have to do that through process. I mean,
Absolutely.
it really does. I mean, I'm a firm believer that process comes first, product comes second.
Correct.
Right? I mean,
Yep.
if we try to put the product first and then expect the product is going to develop a process, it don't happen.
No.
Products don't have these magical abilities just to go, poof, you're fixed.
Correct.
We actually have to develop the process and then move back towards the product and make that product actually fit it. You talked a lot today, actually, in your speech about the process and how it's kind of evolved. And you mentioned a little bit earlier, and I thought was really kind of key, is the customer's expectation. I don't believe right now that for a lot of dealerships, not all, okay, but for I would say a fair amount of dealerships out there, the process and the customer's expectation are not in sync.